Today is about one question that separates reasoning from rationalizing fast. Rationalizing is designed to be unfalsifiable. When you're challenged, it doesn't adapt. It dodges. It reframes. It scrambles to stay immune to correction. Reasonable thinking is open to being corrected. It can survive new information because it's not trying to protect itself. It's searching for truth. So here's the test today. What would change your mind? If your answer is nothing, you're rationalizing. That's easy. All you need to do is stop thinking. If your answer includes real conditions and options, you're doing reason. And that takes much more effort. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. By the end of today, you'll be able to identify whether your explanation can be tested, and you'll practice writing the version that can survive correction, even when it hurts, because that version is how you improve. Step 1, write what you claim is true. Take today's relevant situation. Write 2 things. First, the justification you used. Second, the claim it depends on. Most rationalizations are really one hidden dependency disguised as a story. I'll show you what I mean with 2 examples. The first example, skipping a scheduled workout. The claim, skipping this workout won't matter. The evidence I'm leaning on, I'll just make up for it later, or one day won't affect anything, or my body doesn't follow the schedule anyway. Don't try to be eloquent. Write it as you think it. Example 2, eating sweets on Tuesday, breaking the I only eat sweets on Saturday standard. The claim, this one time doesn't count. The evidence I'm leaning on, I've been good other days, or this is a special circumstance, or one exception won't break the pattern. Notice what's happening in both. You're making a claim about impact, and you're leaning on hidden evidence that you haven't actually tested. Step 2, name the evidence that would change your mind. Now I want you to answer the question, what would make me change my mind? And I need you to listen to your own answer. If your answer is nothing, you're not reasoning. You're rationalizing. Because real reasoning has a built-in check. It has a test. It has a condition under which you would revise. So if you're doing reason, your answer will include something like a measurable outcome, a specific condition, a time frame, some type of evidence. Write one specific condition that would change your mind. In the workout example, the unfalsifiable version, which is rationalizing, the claim is, skipping this workout won't matter. The evidence that would change my mind? Nothing. I know it won't matter. That's the trap. You've made it immune to reality. The falsifiable version, this is reasonable. The claim, skipping this workout won't matter. The evidence that would change my mind? If my next session feels flat, or I otherwise notice I've thrown my training schedule off track, I'll know skipping the workout was a mistake. Or if I notice I want to skip other healthy habits, like my eating plan and getting to sleep on time, that's evidence I'm reverting to old, unwanted habits. The skipped workout was the first signal, and it definitely mattered. You see the difference? Reasoning tells you what would prove you wrong. In the sweets example, the unfalsifiable version, rationalizing, the claim, this one time doesn't count. The evidence that would change my mind? Nothing. I know it's just one time. Again, you've locked it down. It can't be tested. The falsifiable version, which is reasonable. The claim, this one time doesn't count. Evidence that would change my mind. If I eat sweets again before Saturday, then, in quotes, one time becomes a pattern, and I'll revise my standard to be more realistic. Or, if I find myself thinking about sweets more frequently after this, then this one time actually did matter to my momentum. Notice what you're doing. You're not pretending the exception is good. You're just saying, here's how I will know if I'm wrong. Step 3, the time test. When you're calm and detached. Now we do the second check. This one matters because most rationalizations are emotional weather dependent. Here's the time test. Will this explanation still feel solid when I'm calm and detached? Most people can justify anything in the middle of stress, fatigue, or avoidance. So don't judge it in the moment. Judge it after some time and distance. Write one line. My calm, detached check. Still a yes or no? And why? If it only holds when you're tired or defensive or emotional, it's not reasoning. It's mood protection. For the workout skip, when you're calm, does one skip won't matter still feel true? Or does it only feel true when you're exhausted or distracted? For the sweets break, when you're calm, does this one time doesn't count still feel true? Or does it only feel true when you're in the moment of wanting them? That's the test. Now for the rewrite. The rule here is simple. Include the conditions where you'd be wrong. Make your explanation falsifiable, even if it hurts. Because the goal isn't to feel better. It's to be more accurate than you were yesterday. A reasonable rewrite does 3 things. 1, it states the claim. 2, it states the evidence you're leaning on. And 3, it states what would change your mind. Here's the template you can use for this rewrite. I'm claiming, fill in the blank. The evidence I'm leaning on, fill in the blank. And if, fill in the blank, happens, then I'll revise my explanation. That's it. The structure forces honesty. Here are some example rewrites. First, for the workout. I'm claiming that skipping this workout won't affect my progress. I'm leaning on the idea that one day is too small to matter. If my performance drops in the next 2 sessions, or if I notice I'm using this skip as permission for more skips, then I'll revise and treat it as a real factor. With the sweets example, the rewrite might be, I'm claiming that eating sweets on Tuesday doesn't break my Saturday only standard. I'm leaning on the idea that one exception is just one exception and no big deal. If I eat sweets again before Saturday, or if I find myself thinking about them more frequently, then I'll revise my standard to be more realistic about what I can actually maintain. Notice what's different. You're not pretending the exception is fine. You're just being honest about what would prove you wrong. Now, connect this to your ACT score follow-through. This is the behavior you're committed to doing even on your worst day. Your, in quotes, no matter what, this is getting done behavior. 2 parts. First, follow through today, yes or no. Second, tomorrow's standard. And here you choose one small, doable standard. Here's the full journal prompts to use. 1. My justification. 2. The claim it depends on. 3. Evidence that would change my mind. 4. The calm and detached test. Still a solid explanation or not? 5. Reasonable rewrite using the template. 6. The ACT score follow through today, yes or no? And 7. My standard for tomorrow. Write it down. Nail your thinking to the page. Short is fine. Specific is required. When you define what would change your mind, you stop protecting your story and start protecting what makes growth and development possible. The validity of your reasoning. Your thinking can only become more effective by being correctable. There's no downside to holding to the highest standards and, at the same time, correcting mistakes of understanding. A better grasp of reality is a gift and an opportunity. Discovering you're wrong or being open to what could change your mind is not weakness. It's strength. Work on building that strength even more than you do the strength of your body. A strong mind is the foundation of flourishing in all areas of life, health and fitness included. Building a mind that can change when reality demands it is the mark of someone who values truth over comfort. Tomorrow, we conclude this series. You'll nail down well-reasoned thinking to act consistent with your preferred self. Because, as I've been saying all along, everything we explore in these episodes is just theory until you take action. And if you're ready to stop drifting and start following through, head to the link in the show notes to join the ACT Score Challenge to put these principles, skills, and systems to daily use. That's it for today. Catch you next time.